I am Alexia Bouckoms. What I love doing is being alive, first of all, and I try and do that with as much effort as I can. 23 years ago, when I became a paraplegic, I've become an expert at being a paraplegic. I gave birth to 3 children, and I've got 2 remaining, and nothing means more to me than watching them be alive and surround me. Before my injury 23 years ago, I was the mother of 3 children and the wife of a psychiatrist from New Zealand. We were coming home from an indoor soccer game on a windy Sunday afternoon. I was driving because I was in a company car and I felt responsible to be driving. So I was in the front seat with 2 of my children, and my husband and 6-year-old son were in the back seat. About a mile from our house, we were stopped by the police and told to turn around and go back the other way because trees were falling down ahead. So I dutifully turned around and hadn't gone a quarter of a mile when the tree fell on our car, instantly killing my husband and 6-year-old son in the back seat, and leaving me with a spinal cord injury and an 8-year-old son and a 10-year-old daughter in the front seat. Well, clinically, I'm considered a thoracic 9 complete injury, which is just on the border between para and quad. The upper half of my body works very well. I can bench press 185 pounds, and I only weigh 105, and I can push my wheelchair and get around, but my legs, they've got minds of their own. My goal in getting back to life was to be able to watch my 2 remaining children grow up. I wanted to hold on to what I had, which was a house in Connecticut with quite a bit of land, and wanted my kids to grow up and have as normal a childhood as they could possibly have. It was also important for me to prove to myself that I was capable of taking care of them. Even though I lost so much, I feel like what I have left over is more than most people have to begin with. So I thank God or the universe or whatever I'm believing in that day for what I have. In 1998, a friend of mine came to my rescue and she said, "We can't bring your husband and son back, but we can bring back your ability to walk." So she had contacted the Christopher Reeve Foundation and asked if he would come if we had a party and raise some money. We had a party with 1,200 people, and Christopher and Dana Reeve came, and in one night we raised $750,000 for spinal cord research. In 2010, I got a call from the Achilles Foundation in New York, and they said, "Would you like to roll the New York Marathon?" And I said, "Sure. What do I need to do?" And they said, "Come on down to New York and pick up a hand crank wheelchair." So I drove into Manhattan and picked up this hand crank wheelchair with 6 gears, brought it back to Connecticut, and started training. I would go out to the reservoir and roll around in it and train. And people would say, "Where did you get that? It's quite a machine." And little kids would say, "That's a great tricycle. Can I get one like that?" Because it's got 2 big back wheels and 1 front wheel. I just, in October, rolled the Hartford Marathon for the 8th time and New York on Sunday for the 4th time, and I just turned 65 last May. So it was my first time doing it as an official senior citizen. What I learned in the years that I raised my kids and that they're okay was that it was important to trust myself about what needed to be done, and I knew in my heart what I wanted to do for them and what was important. We did a fair amount of traveling, not for vacations, but to go visit family in New Zealand. And New Zealand's about as far away as you can get from Connecticut. We were there in 1990 for 3 months. My husband was doing a sabbatical and spent 3 months teaching there. And my daughter turned 5 there. And in New Zealand, your 5th birthday is your first day of school. So she got to start going to school on her 5th birthday in New Zealand. That has given her a lifelong interest in being in New Zealand. She went back there when she was in college. She spent her junior year abroad. She came back here and went to finish college. And then she went to New Zealand and went to graduate school in astrophysics. And so she's now working on a cruise ship in South America, and she's the chief medical officer. So she's managed to put pieces of her life together in a pretty creative way. I think I would like to have had someone tell me, although what is ahead of you looks impossible, if you take baby steps you can keep going. And you can't expect to do everything right the first time, but don't be afraid to ask questions. Other people who have injuries, they may be very different from yours, but they can teach you things about how to make your way through whatever obstacles you have in front of you. There can be a wonderful life after an injury. Every day I wake up and I think, what can I accomplish that's going to be good? How can I make the world a better place? And how can I make other people more comfortable being around people with injuries? Because I found a lot of people were very afraid to come near me, especially people who knew me. They thought it was contagious. So when I would see people, the first thing I would do was make them come over and give me a hug. And I'm not afraid to ask them to help me to do things, because people want to help, and it breaks the barrier of communication. I want to move to New Zealand. My goal is to go sometime this year and see if I can get citizenship and find a place to live there. What I would like to do now is get paid for something, find some work I can do. I obviously don't have trouble talking, so if I could get a job as a speaker, then I might be able to get paid to do that, and to make people realize how life often sends you different difficulties and opportunities, and how you can tell the difference and assimilate them into your life. Oh, the other thing I would really love to do is become a sit-down comic. There are stand-up comics, but I can't find a sit-down comic. I could make jokes about things that no one else could touch with a 10-foot pole. And I'm only a 5-foot pole. Now, the inconceivable might be walking, and I guess I will always think that that's an important goal to have, but I can't wait to walk anymore. And I like to think about that little turn of phrase, I can't wait to walk, with the double entendre meaning of, I can't wait to walk, there's going to be a cure one day, I'm going to walk again, but I can't wait to walk to live my life. I've got to live it right now.